What is up, YouTube? It's Ender from War and Glory, and I'm here in Estonia, live recording the recap with
Vincent, Albert,
and Greticus.
Yep, we're missing one of the 5 that we sent to Estonia. He's busy at the moment, but we are going to record the recaps before we get on flights and all the attacks are lost. Obviously, you see here that we did get the 2-star loss. Very close war. We thought we were out of it for a while until the last hour and a half. And we started stringing some hits together, made it a close war in the end. Ultimately, it came down to the last hits. Our 11s, as always, dipped perfect. Very good there. Just 3 10v10s, so credit to Dark Looter Town Hall 10 bases. But we are going to hop in live because we have 4 attacks to show you. We're going to start off with Sai here, Crazy Ito. Going in with the 10v11, we all thought 10v11 was going to be extremely important this war with the defensive upgrades. And that did prove to be true, so seeing Crazy Ito get 65% here is pretty damn impressive. Obviously a lot of trash around the building that he's able to get free percentage on, so that's nice. I'm going to let the other guys know whenever you have any sort of comments on the base. Feel free to jump in.
Yeah, so I hit the base before with my own Town Hall 10 on near, and I hit it fresh, so I didn't know where the Teslas were. For each Tesla, I also dropped a loom to check out for the Seeker mines, but there was not. So on the cleanup or COI, we just knew that, like, okay, we don't have to drop a loom because there's no outer Seeker mines. Other than that, I messed up on the poison, so I had a lot of bonus die, and also we took out the Whisk Tower at 9. That's already down now. The Whisk Tower took also a lot of my bowlers, so we dealt with that. I had a double rage going in, but it proved to the second rage was not really useful, so we swapped the rage for a freeze. And yeah, his bowlers just were a lot healthier than going for the Town Hall.
So like Vincent said, this is the second hit on the base, so honestly, in a war like this where we have 2 weeks to prepare bases, to be able to 2-star an 11 with a Town Hall 10 in 2 tries is pretty impressive. So Vincent clearly gave a fantastic scout on the base, a fantastic first try, and Crazy Ito able to improve on that and get the solid 65% 2-star. So that's the 10v11 for this recap, and we are going to showcase some 10v10 coming up next. The first 10v10 we got this war was Jimmy going in fresh on their highest Town Hall 10. Garrett, why don't you walk us through this attack? I know we all know it perfectly, but as leader of War and Glory, it'd be nice to hear you.
Sure, yeah, I'm pretty familiar with this attack. So the goal going in was to ensure a high percentage 2-star and make sure the base was opened for Town Hall 11s if they needed to dip it. Jimmy here got a little fortunate with going into a couple Teslas, but it's kind of to be expected with the way it was set up with the Whisk Towers there going in. So just got really good value with the just one Golem heavy bowler kill squad with jump, rage, and freeze through Inferno, Heroes, Sweepers, couple Expos, and then the last Expo got it down to just a sliver. Queen got a lot of value, funneled all the way from 6 up almost to 9. And then Jimmy changed up the Lalo on the fly. He was going to Lalo 3 to 12 to 9, but the way the kill squad pathed, he ended up going 9 to 12 to 3. And it ended up working out really well with that sexy haste into the rage on the Inferno. I've got to say, a very skilled attack and move there by Jim. And then, yeah, it was just a huge clump of loons going into the last Expo air defense and ended up having enough for us to triple. So,
I'll say at this point, I thought it was a very, very close fail. Right after this drop on the cannons, gets a fantastic loon split, and both that air expo and the air defense go down, and from then on, it's game over. So huge hit by Jimmy there. Not only picking up our first 10v10, but getting it on a fresh base on their highest Town Hall 10. So pretty crazy, and definitely gave us some momentum going into the last few hours of the war.
Yeah, Jimmy's a stud.
Stud.
I could have done better.
Next up, we are going to show Golden Armada with, in my opinion, the best attack of the war. Any Town Hall included. Essentially expanding on a plan made by Stitch, but going in with a 10v10 Golem Avalanche, if you can call it anything else.
Yeah, so he basically did the same open as Stitch, which was really effective, except Stitch had a unfortunate wall breaker split, so he wall breaker failed, and then had some trouble getting troops into the base at first and forgot to drop King. So he did the same entry and just substituted in an additional golem in place of some loons that Stitch had, and then he just wrapped the golems around the base, similar to an attack he uses quite a bit on his Town Hall 9 account. So it was really cool to watch.
So, yeah, Stitch, like Garrett mentioned, did have the Barb King wrap around the base and did miss his Queen ability. Still ended up with the 89% 2-star, so probably Stitch could have 3-starred the base on his first attempt. But Golden Armada still took a couple things that he noticed with the base, made improvements where needed, and ends up not just tripling the base, but not needing that heal and rage that you see in the bag there. So gonna 10v10 with 2 swag spells, gonna throw right there on his queen. Pretty crazy. Probably, in my opinion, the best attack of the war. Just over U Karma from Dark Looters, who swagged on 10v10 6 loons and a haste. So 2 crazy attacks. But like I said, Golden Armada taking the W there. Really, really nice attack. Fun to watch. Very different from what we're used to seeing.
It's to be expected from GA though.
And last but not least, with the 10v10, we got Connor with his TLW account. Going in with a Queen Walk Mass Miner attack. Does have 7 loons in the bag there. Basically is going to Queen Walk to remove all defenses to make a direct target to that Inferno that you see there. Once you're able to direct target with the loons, he's going to haste 7 loons into that Inferno, take it out. From there, the base is susceptible to Mass Miner. Even dropping those loons before that Archer Tower fell. So as soon as he's able to take that out, you see that BK moving from 3 o'clock to 12 o'clock to help take out the perimeter and funnel those miners straight through the base. And really, after an open like that and mass miners with those spells, you can't really envision the attack failing. It gets closer at the end than I anticipated. Did anyone else watching this live have similar opinions?
I didn't see it live. Honestly, watching it for the first time.
Okay. Yeah, I thought after watching that open, I was like, there's no way he can fail right now. I think he finishes this triple with 3 miners in the bag. So clearly, very close attack. But
it's really smart to get the Inferno with the loons and haste, so the miners are super healthy throughout the entire raid, because the other Inferno is only at the backside.
Not only that, but to get the Inferno with the loons before you need to burn too much on your queen. So she's still walking around the base with healers.
Oh,
Clutch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I remember this one. I watched the end.
Yeah. Crazy. And that's bigger. We will hop into some 9v9 action here. going in with House. Of course, this is Garrett's Town Hall 9. Why don't you walk us through what you did here?
Well, the first thing you notice on this base is the air defenses are all really easy to get, and they're so exposed you can get them really cheaply. So I just thought I could bring a golem to tank for heroes, and then wall break through the first 2 layers of walls. And it didn't really matter what was in the CC, because with a max golem and just a couple cannons and keen to go through, I could deal with it if it was baby drag, or if it was hound. I had the time to beat through it with so much HP on my golem and my king in front. So it ended up getting a little weird because the hound dragged my queen further forward as it was chasing the king. So she almost ignored the air defense at 12. But once it popped and she cleaned the pups, she went back to it. And at that point, the raid was going to be pretty much over. I had some loons for any potential Tesla farm, so that's going to end up popping up a little later. And you'll see how that gets dealt with. But yeah, it was.
Do you recall if this was a fresh hit or not?
This was fresh. Yeah.
Okay, so fresh hit here.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't know CC or Tesla farm or anything.
Definitely right there, just getting those pups down with the poison and queen able to backtrack for that air defense. So
I was kind of expecting the Tesla farm like at 130 or.
Oh, you just spam baby dragons at 12 with a couple baby dragons to funnel to push that huge group straight through the base.
I wouldn't say spam. I just would say I skillfully dropped them all within like a 2-tower radius.
All with one finger?
I use 2 fingers.
We'll have to go back and check. But for me, I don't watch Town Hall 9 that much, obviously, as I don't have one. I'm usually on at the end of war. But it's nice to see a lot of variation here. How can't you include a mass baby dragon attack when you're looking at 9v9?
Yeah, and there's that Tesla farm, and the loons were able to stay up through the Tesla farm through pretty much the rest of the raid. So that was a really big part of the raid as well.
So as we're watching this 9v9 that we're showing here, any last thoughts on Estonia? We will have a recap coming out showing kind of a behind the scenes for War and Glory members this week in Estonia. But overall experiences, how did it go for everyone?
Like meeting you guys was really awesome. The things we did, like the free food as well, was also really nice.
Free everything.
Yeah, free everything. Place is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Overall it was just really cool trip.
So we will look forward to watching the behind the scenes War and Glory member Estonia trip coming out on YouTube as well, along with this recap. So until then, tough luck getting the loss against Dark Looters, but proud of where we made it this season, reaching the CWL Season 2 Invite Finals, getting runner-up, taking home the Silver P.E.K.K.A trophy. I think that'll be going home with Garrett. So until the next video, peace.
Goodbye.
Peace.